Hi everyone, Dan Hermes here, and today I want to share with you Zoom settings. So to get to your Zoom settings, you need to go out to zoom.us. Once you're there, you're going to go ahead and sign in. Make sure you sign in with your Google account. Once you have signed in, it's going to take you to this page. And there's several features that I want to draw your attention to on this page. So if you are interested in scheduling meetings, you can do that from here. You can join a meeting with a meeting code, lots of different things. If you're using Canvas, the best way to schedule those meetings for students is through Canvas. You can take a look at previous meetings. So if you click on this banner right here, you can look through if you want to go back and take a look at previous meetings, etc. So there's a lot of different things here. If you want to get some training in Zoom, further training beyond this training series, this is where you would go. You could click here and you could get either written references to training, or you can also have video tutorials. All right, but what I really want to draw your attention to is the navigation bar on the left-hand side. In here, there's several different features. So if you wanted to go in and make some changes to your profile, there's a few things you can change in here. Your meetings tab, again, this is where you'll find that tab that talked about the different meetings. This will be important when it comes time for getting reports, but that is in another tutorial. You may or may not have access to webinars. And then if you come down here to recordings, this is where if you are recording any of your Zoom meetings, you can get a record of that here. The most important one, though, is your settings button. So this is where I want to draw your attention to. If you come into here, the meeting, this is the settings that you really want because you're setting up meetings and you want to know what type of setting features do I have available for my meeting. And so as you start to scroll down, you are going to notice that there are different features. Some features you can toggle on, and if you don't want that one, you can toggle it off. Now, let me say, any of the settings that you change here in your settings feature of Zoom, this becomes your default setting. So make sure that this is something that you want enabled in every single meeting moving forward. Okay, so as you go through here, you're going to notice there's just a lot of different features. I'm not going to go through all of these with you because you can read through. There's a description about each of them here, and you're probably not going to want to change a lot of those. But as you scroll down, there are a couple of them that might be really important. I would make sure that you have both telephone and computer audio enabled in case you have students who need to access Zoom meetings from their phone because they might not have access to another device to be able to jump into your Zoom meetings. As you scroll down, some other features that you might be interested in. Here's the chat feature, and this is a pretty big deal. So really think about best practices for enabling chat with your students. Make sure that you've gone over best practices with them prior to you enabling them. I would never allow private chat. I would keep this off. I think best practices with students is that they cannot chat back and forth with one another. I just think that is not a good idea. Okay, and then as you scroll down, you're going to notice some other features. One of them, this file transfer, I'm just going to tell you what this is. If you click this on, it's going to give you an option where you can share something to your participants through the chat feature. I tried to set this up and to see how this worked. And when I got to the Google piece where I wanted to share a document in Google, it opened up, and one of the pieces I had to click on was that it gave the participants a right to go in and to change things within my Google Drive. So I would highly recommend that you not use this feature. I think it just opens up too much of where students could have too much abilities to change things in your Google Drive. Okay, so as we continue on down, if you are planning on having any co-hosts at all, make sure that this one is turned on. There is a section for polling for students. If you want to have that option available, I would make sure that this is turned on. And again, this is found in your settings. So as you continue on down, screen sharing, These are some really important features that you're going to want to consider. Do you want participants, your students, to be able to share their screen and really think through best practices and make sure they're trained if you want to allow them to do that? So another one, make sure if you are interested in using the whiteboarding option in Zoom that you have this feature turned on. And let's see if there's anything else. Again, I would spend some time, if I were you, I'd come out here. I would spend some time looking through here so that you can understand the different features, what's available, that kind of thing, because you never know until you get here if this is something you're going to be interested in or not. Breakout room, if you want to have breakout rooms, you want to make sure that that feature is turned on. And allow hosts to assign participants. Yep, I think that is a good feature to have turned on if you're going to use breakout rooms. Again, best practices, you need to make sure that you understand what breakout rooms are and if you want students to be pushed out into breakout rooms. That's going to be in another tutorial. Okay, so there's the virtual background if you want that on or off, etc. Now, again, whatever you change within your settings in Zoom, this becomes something that is default features for any meetings in the future that you go to set up. So those are how you come in and take a look at settings within your Zoom account. Again, I strongly encourage you to spend 10 or 15 minutes and look through the different features so that you know what's available. And maybe in the future, you might think, oh, I didn't need that then, but I kind of want that now, but it's available because you've looked through this. So thank you for participating in this video tutorial of settings in Zoom.